Started with 500, on my way to a mil, closed over 100 deals. Can't change us. It's the game changers. It's the game changers.
You want to ask yourself every single day, am I doing everything possible to reach that goal? Don't get too far of yourself. Stay in the moment, stay grounded, and continue to push every single day. Welcome to the Game Changer Podcast. I'm your host, Elijah Bryant, and we got a special guest with us today. We got my guy, Anthony.
What's going on, my guy?
I'm doing good. How you?
Blessed, man. Blessed. Happy to be here, man.
Yes, sir. So this is your first podcast, so on the Game Changer. So let's bring it to the beginning. Like, where you
Definitely,
from?
man. Definitely. Originally from New York, then lived in North Carolina, but I've been back. I've been down here in sunny Florida going on about 15 years now, man. I'm loving it.
What brought you out here?
The weather, and seeing the growth and the opportunity.
Yeah, it's a lot of opportunity out here. So, uh, I know I want to get straight
Yeah.
into it, but like, okay, so you moved out here. What you was doing out here?
Well, I came down here originally to go to college. So I came down here to go to college and then ended up liking it so much I just never left.
Okay, what you go to college for?
Computer animation.
Are you doing that right now?
Nah. Just like most people, you start
Right.
in something, but you don't really, it ain't that easy to get into it. You had to have like an extensive portfolio. Disney and Pixar had to be following you for a certain amount of years. So when I first got started, it wasn't easy to break into that career field. Now with AI and different things, it's much easier to get into that line of work.
Okay, so what do you do right now?
Right now, I do credit repair and business funding. So I help people fund their dreams.
How'd you get into that?
Accidentally, man. Bad credit. Bad
Alright.
credit, yeah. So basically what had happened is I had landed a 6-figure job. The job went out of business, and then nobody was really hiring at 6 figures. I couldn't see, going and taking that loss. So I had to kind of figure it out. As I was figuring it out, I was heavily relying on credit cards. So I was just swiping those credit cards and it dropped my credit score. I always had perfect credit. I was a homeowner at 21. So I knew the value of credit. I knew the importance of credit. But then, when things happen and you go through those storms, sometimes the only thing you can rely on is credit.
Right.
So the utilization went skyrocket up, my score went skyrocket down. And the crazy thing is the housing market changed to where everybody on my block started selling their house within a week of time for almost 3 times the house was worth.
Wow.
And I wanted to do the same.
Yeah.
But the problem was I had bad credit. So I could have sold a house, but I wouldn't have been able to put myself in position to get the next house
yeah.
without putting all the money down. And that was the crazy thing because I went and talked to a lender and I'm all hyped, like, hey, everybody's selling their house. Right now I'm in between jobs. This is looking like a blessing for me to get back on my feet. And I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and sell this house, or let me pull equity. Let me see what I can do to leverage all this equity or the house. And they was like, hey, Mr. Kelly, you can do that. But right now you got a 550 credit score. You got $20,000 that you owe. Unless you're just going to take that money and pay on your credit cards off of the amount that you get off the house, that's the only thing that's going to bring your credit even halfway back up. So then that's really when I really understood what happens when you have bad credit, like your leverage that you lose.
So it didn't allow you to maximize the opportunity at that time.
Not at all.
And that woke you up.
Yeah, definitely woke me up. So as I was figuring out, I got to get my credit back right. I didn't believe in credit repair. I thought it was all a scam. Like, you borrowed it, you owed it, the late payments belong to you, the hard increase belong to you. How does this actually work? And I didn't want to pay anybody and get scammed. I heard so many people getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So I ended up starting to like educate myself on consumer law, educate myself on everything that goes behind the scenes on them being able to even put it on your credit report. And then as I was educating myself, I ended up starting working on my credit and got myself back where I needed to be, got a bunch of stuff off that sadly enough I know I owed, but it ain't about what you owe or don't owe. It's all about right and wrong and if they reported it correctly. So once I understood that, I used that to my advantage to be able to get back where I needed to be, ended up getting my credit right. And then I helped a lot of my employees. So I worked at a healthcare company. A lot of them made great money, but none of them had a house. And I'm like, yo, how do you make close to 6 figures or over and you're still renting? And it's just like, yo, my credit, my credit. Some people got into a point where they just stopped looking at their credit,
Yeah.
just ashamed of their credit, just know they always getting denied. And I was like, yo, you got the money, so you're halfway there. I can get you the score. Started fixing people's credit for free. Before I knew it, they called me the credit guy. And everybody started referring their friends and family members to where I couldn't work that insurance company no more because I had so many people like, yo, can you do my credit? Can you do my credit? And this crazy thing is, I was asking God for a blessing. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, especially after losing my job and understand I'm nothing but a number.
Yeah.
I just woke up to where I'm like, dang, like this must be what I asked for. I didn't envision doing credit. I wanted something more glamorous. I wanted something more brick and mortar,
Right.
But when I seen that I can help people and make a difference, that's one thing that touched on my heart, that I can get that single mom that's been apartment to apartment into get her family into a house, or I can get that entrepreneur that had a dream of owning his own clothing store or sneaker store. I can help him fund that, or that struggling truck driver that's been driving for company to company, getting talked to all any old kind of way. I can show him how he can get his fleet of trucks and take his empire to the next level. So
Right.
it's been very empowering, giving power back to people that look like me and you.
So let's say that person that has bad credit, what will be step one when they encounter you?
Step one is actually knowing what's on your credit. It's just like a car issue. You can know your car got an issue, but we need to figure out what the real issue is. Just like when you take it into that shop, they're not talking numbers, they're not talking nothing until they figure out the actual problem. So pull your credit report. Go to annualcreditreport.com. You can pull your credit for free. You also want to know your FICO score. You just want to know everything that's hindering you from getting to that next big purchase.
Now, once you find out what's hindering you, like you just fix it yourself, or like how does
Now,
that
it's
work?
all up to you. It's all up to the person. If they got the time, just like me, I tell myself, I don't do my own oil changes. I don't got the time. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I could probably watch a video and do it, but I'm gonna leave that to the pros. So if you're in position to be able to pay somebody to do what you don't want to do,
Yeah.
I suggest do it. But if you're not, there's so much AI out there, there's so many letters out there, so many different strategies out there, but just don't get lost in the rabbit hole trying to figure it out, because everybody's strategy and everybody's information is not going
Not
to
the
be
same.
the best
Yeah.
information. So you might need to get with somebody that can really lead you to get to where you're trying to go. But if not, at least do something. The worst thing I don't want them to do is do nothing at all, because
Yeah.
that's a guarantee your score ain't gonna go nowhere.
For sure.
You
And
know.
like you were saying in the beginning, you missed out on that opportunity to buy multiple houses because
Mhm.
your credit was bad.
Yep.
So like the people that do fix their credit, the opportunities they might have because of that capital.
Your whole way of life change with that credit score.
Yeah.
It's a proven fact. You save close to $250,000 in your lifetime with having good credit. Because when I dealt with bad credit, I didn't realize that you don't supposed to put down a down payment for a car. You sign to
Hmm.
drive.
Right.
You don't supposed to put down a down payment for lights. They give you the lights. You don't supposed to put down a down payment for your apartment. You're given that based on that credit score. But when
Yeah.
your credit score is shaky, nobody trusts you. So they want you to have some sweat equity in the game
Hmm.
to be able to trust you.
Gotcha. Okay, so now let's say somebody with average credit, they
Mhm.
come to you, you fix it. Like, I guess what scenarios have they done with that credit once they got, the
Oh, the sky's the limit. It's all based on your goals.
okay.
What you want out of it. Some people only just want a house. Some people want multiple houses. Some people want a business. So some of my people, I deal with a lot of people dealing with Toro. We
Yeah.
show them how to go to Bank of America and get their fleet of cars just based on their score. So coming straight out with 4 cars,
Hmm.
putting them right on the next day and making money before they even got to pay that car note.
Wow.
Same thing with Airbnb. We showed them how to fund that Airbnb, doing Airbnb arbitrage, where you go get that rental property on your credit, you get the lights on your credit, where you're not paying anything out of pocket. You go to rent a center or somewhere like that on your credit, and you have your Airbnb set up within 2 days.
Mm.
And now we got, a couple more days to go ahead and get that rent money up, putting it on the different platforms. So it's so many different ways now, especially at this economy, where you can either do it the car route, you could do it the house route, you could do your way of leveraging your credit to get into real estate with land.
Hmm.
So all of that, like,
So how would they be able to buy land
hmm,
with the credit?
okay, so it's a bunch of different ways. So, you can actually, if you already just have the credit score,
Yeah.
it's banks out there that will allow you to borrow the money to get
Hmm.
into your first deals, your first flips.
So
So,
you could take the cash out.
yep. So
Wow.
you could do it that way, or you could do credit card stacking. They're able to actually start funding those deals by getting, different funds from different banks.
Okay. So now, in terms of like, if somebody already has good credit, what can they do
They're
with
in the
working with me?
perfect, perfect position to be able to work with you. They're right where they need to be because what the banks are looking for is stability. They want to know if you've been at your job or doing your career for the last 2 years. They want to know that you got a stable income, and they also want to know if you got that score. Now, that score can range from as low as 650 all the way as high as 700 or higher for you to get approved for those deals. But once you're in position, they can come talk to you. There's different banks that they can go to that will fund them 50 to 100K just to get started, even with a new LLC. Now, the other thing is, even if you don't have a business, you don't have an LLC, and your credit is still good, you can always leverage your Roth IRA or your 401 to get into a deal, and you won't get penalized.
You
Yep,
won't get
you won't
penalized.
get penalized.
Okay, because I
Uh,
know with the Roth and
Yeah,
the 401k, once you take money out, they
but
don't like that.
when it's investing in
Yeah.
debt, they don't mind that. Remember, this game is rigged for one percenters, so you got to play their game. And 9 times 10, when you play in the game, they always got their money in real estate, so they always gonna have loopholes to be able to double up
To
their
get
money. Yep.
Gotcha. So if a person already has a house, they have, okay credit,
Mhm.
what can they do with that?
So if they already have a house, they want to leverage that house because they already have some type of equity. So it's two types of way you can pull that equity. You can do a HELOC loan. What that is just basically an open line of credit to where you can have that open line of credit. You don't even have to use that open line of credit, but it's always there to where you can pull 50 to 100K to fund a deal. If a
Mm,
deal pops up, as you know, a deal could pop up out of nowhere.
no way. Yeah.
Or you could just pull the equity. If you pull the equity, one thing you just want to be mindful of is that equity changes that whole loan. So you almost are refinancing that whole loan, and you don't want to refinance it at these new interest rates. So be mindful of that. Only pull it if you know whatever deal that you're investing in is going to pan out.
So if we don't pull it, kind of want you to repeat it again because I
Mhm.
kind of got lost. So if you don't pull it to do a refinance, what can you do with it?
The HELOC. The
Okay.
HELOC is a
The
loan. So
HELOC.
think of the HELOC as a credit card based on your equity. So if you can borrow up to 80% of your home's equity. So if you got a home with that's appraised at 300K and you're sitting on 200K equity, you can borrow 90% of that.
Oh wow. Do you have to pay interest on it?
Everything in this world you pay interest on, but the good
Yeah.
thing is you don't pay interest. Most banks have it set up where it's interest free for the first year, depending on that loan in that bank.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So you could definitely use that with land,
Yeah.
especially like a double close where you buy the property and then resell it so they don't see your assignment fee.
Yep, absolutely. And you can go through different ways of investing that property. Maybe you just need somebody to go in with a deal. So maybe I will fund your deal, and then you owe me some equity at the end of the deal.
Yeah.
So understand there's different ways. You don't have to flip the house. You don't have to reconstruct the whole house. It's investors like him to where I can give him 50 to 100K, and we can come up to a contract to where he's willing to pay me at the end of that deal.
So I got a question for you. Would you take, let's say, $1 million right now
Mhm.
or an 850 credit score?
I would take the actual 800 credit score because the thing is, if I leverage that $1 million on the wrong deal, I lose out that $1 million. I'm just out of $1 million. But let's just say I got $1 million and I show the bank I got $1 million and they're going to give me 3 mil based on my 1 mil. If I got a bad deal where I lose that mil, I still got 2 mil.
Mm, okay. Oh, okay. So the bank would get you even more based on the credit. And if
And
you
not
have,
even based on just all of your credit, the relationships. Banks have internal scores. So when you're doing business with a bank, they got their own internal score. So maybe you got a 620, a 600, but you got a mil, you can leverage that mil just by basing, they will go off of the mil. Like, hey, it's almost like a secure card
Mhm.
where I take your money and I make you borrow on your own money. So I'm going to hold your mil in thoughts that, hey, you're good for it, and I'm gonna give you another meal.
Yeah.
So it's the whole point of they don't like borrowing on no debt. Like that's the reason why people can get multiple cars and default on these cars because the way they see it is, hey, I'm gonna take a chance with you because if it don't work, I can at least take back the car and get
Car.
a portion of my money back.
Yeah, that's dope. Cause I'm starting to do that kind of right now with like Bitcoin,
Hmm.
taking out loans, using my collateral, using my Bitcoin as collateral, taking out loans to buy more.
See.
And that's what you was kind of trying to
Hmm.
do back in that 2009, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the way. Understand all the things that you see, all the people that you look up to, they're leveraging OPM, other people's money. Same thing like you heard Jay-Z just took out a loan on his own house. He's a billionaire. Why would he take out a loan on his own house? It's because it's no point to use your own money. The banks want you to flip their money. You just got to do it the right way.
So now, what if going back to the question I asked you over the million or 800 credit score? Now, what if you get that 3 million and unfortunately you messed that up? Now, what's the repercussions on that?
That was a great question. So think about it. How many times did the president file bankruptcy?
Couple times.
Isn't he still wealthy?
Yeah.
Okay, so they play a different game. They play a different game. So understand a bankruptcy for a poor person and a bankruptcy for a rich person or a business owner, two different bankruptcies. One is where you didn't overutilized or overspent and you just got to get yourself back over water. A business person has it ran in a business LLC. Once it's in that business LLC, they get to walk away from it and start another business. It doesn't hurt their credit. So with most people that's not financially where they need to be, they file bankruptcy under their own credit or under their own social, and it hurts their score. And then they gotta wait 7 years, but you don't really have to wait 7 years. We can have it taken off within two, but that's the difference there. But yes, you get to walk away.
In terms of the LLC, how long does it take to get business credit for that? Or
So it's one or two ways that you can do that. So you can do it solely just on the EIN LLC. So with the EIN is just basically the social for the business. So the business becomes its own person. And then you build trade lines under there. And that can take up to 2 years to build healthy trade lines and show the bank that you actually have healthy flow of funds. Now the great thing is the cheat code, you can have your 9 to 5, you can run your 9 to 5 check through your business bank account before you pay your bills, and that's going to show the bank that this business is creating revenue even though it may not be. That's the cheat code. The other thing is that you can get a shell company. So what a shell company is, you can buy into somebody's LLC and they will sell you this LLC that's already aged, that already has a paydex score, and then you can use that to get started. Or the way that we get most of our people funded is that you just get your personal credit where it needs to be. We tie it into an LLC as a personal guarantor, and then we can get you funded with a brand new LLC straight out the gate. Straight out the gate, no waiting, because they're basically going off of your personal credit.
so you heavily believe in leveraging debt.
Heavily, because I don't care who you follow, from Robert Kiyosaki, from whoever the guru is that make money. Check and see if they're leveraging someone else's money. If they're not, then don't listen to none of this. But if any entrepreneur or any business owner is using the bank's money, even though they have money, I gotta follow their blueprint.
Hmm. You know why I asked that is because Dame Dash is kind of becoming viral right now.
Yeah.
He's telling everybody be their own boss. If it's not your money, your worker, da da da, like that. So typically you would say that's wrong.
So the thing about it is, I understand where Dame Dash is coming from, and this is a great way to make sure that you don't owe anybody, but it's a hard way to scale up. No business scales up either by themselves or only funding themselves. And if you do, it's a slow scale.
So where can the viewers follow you if they want to get into fixing their credit or utilizing it?
Okay, so you can follow me at 750 Credit Pros, or you can reach out to me at Anthony Kelly on Facebook.
Sir. And you know the goal. If you want the plan on how to flip land, you know where to come. Come with
Definitely, y'all.
changes.